Thanks for letting me speak, Mr. Lynch. I wanted to talk a little bit about constitutional carry. I've heard it thrown around a little bit today. I've heard the Constitution recited today. And, you know, we all know what the Second Amendment says. We all know that Maine is an open carry state. Concealed weapons has been the law of the land in Maine. Concealed weapons law has been around since 1917, which is a 100-year history, a little bit better. And I've listened to many arguments, quite a few this year, about how it works, how good it works, how in order to get a concealed weapons permit, you not only have to take a little bit of training so that people understand you know what a gun is, know how to use it, but you have to pass good moral character, clause in it, and we have a form that you fill out. Now earlier this year we had a debate about making the not only the application but the permit itself a secret. You have a secret license to buy a gun. And we had that debate. And started creating a central database so that we know where those permits are handed out. We know what communities have issued concealed weapons permits. State police are in the process now of putting that list together so that we have a central database, which I hope was the last thing we're going to try and do, but this is a strange year when it comes to guns. Concealed guns. But what's not strange is that in my committee over the last 12 years I've been there, we talked about how the current 100-year-old law has worked so effectively. We've talked about no changes needed to be made. The only change we needed to make was to make the license itself a secret. Then lo and behold, we had a bill brought in front of us that started off by saying we needed to take away that permitting process, take away the good moral character clause, take away the training, take away everything. And also allow guns and loaded weapons in vehicles, shooting from moving vehicles, shooting from boats. And we were able to strip a lot of the most erroneous parts of that bill out in committee. But this part stayed. I don't see any part of the Second Amendment that says that it's a constitutional right to have a hidden gun, concealed weapon. It says open carry, of course. It says a well-regulated militia, absolutely. And it's a sacred part of our Constitution. Everybody in this building that's been elected supports not only the state Constitution, but the federal Constitution. Some of us support so much in here that we're willing to stand up and defend it. And defend the intent. I find it rather surprising that now, after all the bills that we've heard this year alone, and the bills that we've heard in the past that talked about how good a system, and nobody that ever had a concealed weapons permit ever caused a problem. They had no records showing that there was any problem that anybody with a concealed weapons permit have been in any mischief at all with concealed weapons. I take that on face value. It's been said to me so many times, I take it on face value. But now all of a sudden we want to get rid of that concealed weapons permit and the whole process that goes along with it. We want to say everything we've done this year was done for naught. All the debates we got out were for naught. Just wipe the books clean. Go back to the days when you had a musket, one shot, took 3 minutes to load your musket, really less than that, but issue which served us perfectly well. There hasn't been a problem. I don't see a problem. But now we want to create a problem and do away with the whole process. Ladies and gentlemen, I would hope that we would be a little bit wiser than that. I would hope that we would really think about what we're doing here today. I would hope that we would vote in favor of this ought not to pass report. Keep what we have, especially when all I've ever heard from my friends, especially on the other side of the aisle, is how well it has been. I haven't heard that it has been. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.